So, I'm back. The last video was all about historic. The historic artisan's finished. This sort of state shakeup is still here, but quite frankly, I'm going to go and take some of this on ladder. I'm having a lot more fun on ladder, sort of taking some of these heritage decks for a spin against people that really want to win. So obviously in the part 1 to this video, I did the zombie part of the video, and I had quite a lot of fun with zombies and trying to make zombies work. In the part 2 of this video, what I want to do is I want to do the 4 Temur decks that were that also made up part of the top 8. So that's the Mark Tobias, the Eric Froelich, the Martin Müller. I want to take a quick spin with the Yuya Wantabe deck, because I think this deck is really interesting, because it's a control variant of the Marvel Aetherworks sort of build. And then I want to show this very interesting deck that I don't have a clue how it got through to the last 8, but it was a very interesting and probably well piloted deck, and it's a Constrictor deck. And then I've got a couple of wild cards. So obviously, in all of the decks that formed the top 8, the deck I played during this time in the meta wasn't there. And that was the blue-red historic, and I've put together the top 8 build that was there. I've given my own modern spin on it as well, and I'm hoping to give you a quick look at that. I also want to give a quick look at the Soul Tie build of Marvel, which didn't quite take off in the same way, but is really quite an interesting play and really quite a fun play too. So there's a lot of decks I'm going to play, so I don't want to spend too much time talking. The first deck I think we should hop into is the Mark Tobias Temur deck. It is all the things you would expect to see in an Aetherwork Marvel deck. You've got conduits, you've got refiners, you've got whirlers, you've got a puzzle knot, you have the attune to help you get the land you need, you've got the harness lightning to keep the board nice and clear together with the magma sprays, you're going to spin the wheel and hopefully you're going to land on an Ulamog or a Chandra Torch of Defiance. That is all you're looking for. We've got the Beast Whisperer to help us draw through our deck and find our pieces, or to find our Aetherwork Marvel. Usually when you draw the Ulamog, it should be over. I think I've left it as is, because I think it's quite interesting to see that Chandra Torch of Defiance was one of the bombs back in those days, which I find quite curious. Also, in terms of the land or the mana base, I've kept that as close to competition ready as I can. Obviously there's a couple of lands missing from this deck which were available in the standard of the time but aren't available in historic. So the Shrine of the Gods, the Lumbering Falls, the creature lands, they're just not there, and therefore you're not going to encounter them in any of the Temur decks, but the cards are. So, you know, as I said, I don't want to spend too much time talking about the deck. I just want to get straight into some gameplay. So we shall do that now. So I've built them best of 3, but we are going to play BO1. Put a lock up into the Tobias. Okay. You will also see on my deck list, I've also built up the top 8 for the Excellent Pro Mythic Tour that happened straight afterwards, which had some interesting decks. And now those decks are more or less complete for those who enjoyed playing decks of those times and want to hop in. Turn the volume down on the music. Okay. So. These decks, it's quite clear what you want to achieve. You've got the fast lands in, so and you got one fetch landing. I don't know why, but it's here. We're gonna hop in. And we're gonna go with the fast land for the first one in. I could have gone hunting for a 2-drop, but there was no point. Okay, so he's gone with the In Search of Greatness. We've got a second fast land, so we're going to play that. This is not good. He's got a midnight clock out. Okay, he's got plans. I've got plans. We've both got plans. We're both going to be doing horrible things to each other. We're going to go with the Rogue Refiner and get rid of the one bit of ether because we've now got a puzzle knot in here. At some point he's going to pull out some creature that we're not going to like, which we're going to have to deal with. Oh, something we're going to have to deal with. Him pulling that out wasn't that bad.
Now do you see the benefits of peace?
He can play a 4-drop creature. Yeah, that we're going to have to deal with. The thing about this is it doesn't have a an ultimate, so we're not necessarily worried about it. We'll get more worried about it if he goes wide on the board. So let's put a couple of this one of these in. I think now's as good a time as ever to crack this Evolve in Wilds. We don't have any green, so we're going to just pull some green. We need a black, but we're not going to worry about that too much. So Chandra can come out next time around, so that's going to be our play. But we don't have to worry about that quite yet. Let's see what he pulls out this deck. So he could pull out a 5-drop, which sucks. Didn't find one, so we move on. Okay, so now is the time to just push one of those off, so that there's a heavy cost to him of freezing my guy.
We were not destined to fight.
So he's going to put a counter on. Okay. Now, I think we could play the land first to get the ether. I think we're going to attack because we want to see what he's going to do, don't we? So let's do the attack here. Does he have anything to do? He has nothing to do. Not really worried about the Teferi Mastery of Time just yet. We will be in due course, but not quite yet. So we're going to play that.
I knew you needed my
I'm going to play this in order to draw out my some more land to thin the deck a little bit, and I'm going to do the +1 with the 2 red. And that will help me play my puzzle knot. And then we're going to hold this thought. He's going to go fishing through his deck, which we know he's going to do. And his enchantment's going to help him fish through the deck a little bit more as well, which is really sucks as well. We've got no way of interacting with either of his enchantments there. That's fine.
Whatever. Figure it out on your own.
He's got nothing in the graveyard that he wants to bring back, so that ECD is not something to worry about. The Teferi is now a bit of a worry because he's now at 7, and obviously he's getting close to that -10, and we're not letting him take 2 turns at all. going to wipe the board again, which is fine. He's now emptied out the board, so he gets some life.
Do you see the benefits
Okay.
of peace?
So now we can play the conduit. He's got an empty hand, so we don't really care. Okay, we're going to play our land and we're going to play our virtuoso. He's going to, yep, search and discard.
Time to improvise.
He has to get rid of that card, whatever it is. Okay, so he's filtering through his deck. He's thinking he's going to pull something off and is in search of greatness. He can now pull a 6-cost card, which sucks. If he finds one, it's going to suck. No. He's discarding.
Years like seconds.
Okay. So he's going to bring that back. Okay.
I will teach you humility,
Well,
if I must.
we've got no creatures to put 1/1 counters on.
Always conquer darkness.
Okay, we're going to take one of these. And there you go. Okay, we're going to... We have to deal with this Teferi. Now is the time. So he's killed his Teferi. He's going to take 2 extra turns after this one. So he's going to push his Midnight Clock and draw 7. Okay, it's not there anymore, so we don't worry about that. He's got his 2 turns. Okay, I'm just going to draw one of these. And another one of these. Just in case I need some blockers. He's going to pump that. Because he's going to want to get his 7 as soon as possible. Yeah. So the good news is I didn't use any of my land. So if he does play a creature, we can kill it. Okay, he's going to proliferate. This looks like quite a combo here. The problem for him is he's proliferating on something which is, it doesn't have any ultimate, man. So the problem with this meta was this was a meta where there weren't any enchantments. There were artifacts but no enchantments. So the problem is that there wasn't any tech in for enchantments. So this sort of deck, there is no answer. This deck has either it gets into to Marvel and to Ulamog, or it doesn't. Let's see. Okay, so he didn't pull anything. So basically, he either has the cards he has now, or he doesn't. Okay, he's gonna kill all of this.
Now do you see the benefits?
So that was hardly a terrifying 2 turns. Ugh. A Marvel would really be helpful around about now. This is a bit more worrying because having to proliferate and being able to draw twice a turn,
Who's ready for
it may mean I never get another turn. Yep. proliferate to that 5.
No one is
To
more
look for
your
another
proud.
spell, preferably a cheap one to play. Well, that's not useful, so that's the good news.
Turn back while you still can.
We really need that Marvel, like right now. Yeah, not good. We are in a lot of trouble. We've got a player who has got a well-established combo on the board, and one which we can't interact with the cards we have. So this turn he may get there.
Like seconds are fleeting.
It's quite possible he'll get there. I don't know what he's looking for. He's gone nearly halfway through his deck. He's at 37 cards.
With thoughtfulness before action.
He's now searching another 5. There's another board clear. He's going to proliferate a lot. So that's 8, 9, 10. Yep.
If I have to light the way, I will.
He could wipe the board now if he wanted to. 3. Yeah, 4, 5. Nope, he's putting extra hours on his clock. He wants to get deeper into his deck. I don't know what he's looking for. It's difficult to know what he's looking for. Well, he's at 10, so he's going to take another 2 turns. And then the cycle continues because he's got his combo set up. So, no. We're not going to go around in circles with this guy. The funny thing is, I don't even know what his win con is, save that he's going to draw through his entire deck. Let's try that again. Let's see if we could get into the Marvel. The funny thing is that in more recent decks, one of the reasons why you see players using a tutor to help them find the Marvel easy work is to avoid games just like that, where you had a plan, you know what you wanted to do, but you couldn't do it, mainly because. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go Ether Hub, we're going to go into a tune, and the reason why we're going to go into a tune is so we can pull out green, and now we've got the colours we need in order to play our Refiner. So we're going to play the green, and now we're going to go into the puzzle knot. And then our next play is going to be a Spire buff into Refiner, and the Refiner should help you out to better lands than Woven Wild. Marwin at 3 is a bit of a problem because we know his deck is very low to the ground. So there is a very strong possibility that he gets there before I can stop him. Oh, okay. So basically I need to win the spin of the wheel. On the next turn I need to win the spin of the wheel and be able to remove Marwin and probably Elvish Archdruid. Marwin has a 4 mana, so 5, 6. He could play out his hand. Insofar as it's not lands, he can play out his entire hand. And the Marwin's growing. very wide now, but he's trying to keep Marwyn up, which is good because I'll trade, and it gives me a little bit of time, one turn of time. The chief difference between standard and historic is just speed. Historic just wants to kill you by turn 4. It just does. So whatever magical thing you want to do, you need to have it ready. If you don't have it ready, you're going to die. So we get to live because we're able to take away his really powerful cards. And that's about it. What we're looking to do now is we're looking to do refine the puzzle knot is probably what we want to do. He has another more, and that's fine. That's fine too. He can't kill Ulamog, but he can go around him. He has to just decide where he doesn't mind losing. He doesn't come with anything, which I think is a misplay. I feel like he had to come and attack me. Because he didn't feel like attacking me. It made it very much easier for me to play defense. Hold on, what do we need here? Well, we've got a red, a blue. Okay, so we need one of these. I think we'll go refiner. We're at 5. We can hold fire here. So, what is my game plan here? What is he prepared to lose here? I feel like he has to go with everything, surely. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's exactly 20 now. And I'm only going to block 2 things. Every time he has the opportunity to do the right thing, he doesn't do the right thing. I don't get it. But, do you know what? I'm not going to tell him what to do. I'm just going to spin my wheel. We're going to slot this in. Okay, so that means what I can do is I can play the refiner. And then I can do this.
It's gonna hurt.
We can get rid of... I think we want to get rid of the Marwyn. No, I think it's the old... Yeah, it's this one. And the reason is because this is the one that is the problem. Yeah, with making the elves scale. So land is not his problem, so I don't mind him tapping. Whatever he's tapping, he can tap. I know he's looking for our guy who enables him to play all of his creatures with trample. So at some point we do have to start attacking. Okay. At some point he has to start attacking. He just has to. Okay, he's going to pass off to me. Okay. So what I think I have to do is I have to deal with this, don't I? So let's kill this one. Yeah, this has to go.
Stop, drop, and roll. Won't help you, buddy.
And then we can do this. I feel like we could take another ruler mug because we get the casting benefit, don't we? Which other one do we want to take? This one? This one maybe? Yeah. We just have to take two. Take the two Marwyn and the one other. Yeah, we're gonna keep that one because it's not good attack with. This one? No, we're gonna do this one. And we're going to do this one as well. Just going to remove a couple of things. We just have to go. And then this attacking now, we want to make sure that he loses some of the things he needs. So he's got 2, 4, the other point now. What does he have? He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on board, 8 on board. Another Marwyn, I have no clue how that happened. See, I feel like he needs to take away the Chandra myself. 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 on board. Okay, so we're going to play our Virtuoso. Draw a card, excellent. Get some ether. We're going to use the attune to draw another green. We're going to play the green, and now we can spin the wheel. I think we can play the other whirling, draw another card. We're going to play for the 2 reds, and then we could play our second Chandra. We're going to keep that one, use this one to get some more ether in. We can get rid of Marwyn. Okay, and now we could attack with Ulamog and see how many cards he has left. He has 1 card left in his hand, in his library. Okay. So what are you gonna play with your last card, dude? And that's Murder She Wrote. So that's 1-1 with the deck. Let's play one more deciding game and then we'll move on. So the Temur, so the 8th Marvel playstyle, you know, no criticism of those who enjoy it. There is nothing that, you know, the worst thing I feel about it is it feels like I've just raced to the 8th Marvel. If you don't have an 8th Marvel, you feel like you've got no chance of winning. I don't know about decks like that. Some people like decks like that. I'm not a fan. We're going to remove the Knight of the Evil because they're just too good. There's too many ways to do a little bit of damage. So it's just not beneficial to mess around with that card. You just deal with it if you can. So we're into 3 in terms of our ether counter, which is right here. We've got the puzzle knot, we've got the etherworm marble, we've got the means to remove his gifted ether. I suspect he's going to play something horrific now.
Ancient vampire lord. This is but a taste of my power.
We're going to let hit face. So, we've got the wrong type of lands, otherwise that was a double puzzle. But he's left the face of his soul open, so it means we can't pull something in his hand, which is good. Oh Christ. We're now quite open for the lifelink play. That's 3 and 3. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to play our etherworm mob straight away. We're going to spin the wheel to see if we can get our ruler mob. Okay, we did not. Review this battle board. We're going to get a refiner down. We're going to land in. And then we're going to hold on. So we've got 5 up so far. If we trade both of those creatures, I only get 2 extra. So I'll still be short. Which one's he going to kill? Ugh, good grief, 3. So what we need is we need a land, and then I can not. Land. Okay, we've got our land, so we can puzzle now. And we can spin the wheel. Take that, and then we can take these 2 away. Okay. I can play this. And I can shoot
You
in
wanna
the
play with
face.
fire, huh? Yup. You're going down.
This is not very useful without something to stop me. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I bestow
Okay.
a mighty curse.
So we're going to play our conduit. We're going to play. Okay, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to spin the wheel. What did we get? We'll take another virtuoso to get some stuff back. Okay, now we're going to the face. Yeah, the exile is great. It'll make me kill 5 things, which is fine. So he decided to keep him alive because he concluded that having it alive was better. Okay, so that's fine.
This'll be easy.
Nope, just do the damage, cool. Okay. Cantrip. So let's see where he's going. Okay. He's gonna sacrifice Vampire.
Make yourself useful.
So he's coming for my creatures. He's gonna give me some more stuff to spin. I'm assuming he's gonna come and attack, knowing full well that. Nope, that's fine. Yep. Okay, so we're going to do the tune in the Aether. I could take a green. And I can play that. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not quite there. Okay, let's spin the wind at wheel. See if that can help me. Oh, well, perfect. And we'll take that away. We'll take this away. Thank you.
Wasn't my fighting.
I'm going to keep the old one. Get one of those back as well. We're going to exile your library. Get some of those. And let me take a look at see what's here.
Yup, you're going
No,
down.
do the damage. We can do this. Get my 3 life. Thank you. Cool. Out. You got 3 cards left. Oh. Okay.
Defeating you will not bring me pleasure. Nor pain.
Gonna take the damage. Dude, it's been good doing business with you. Ugh. And that's Murder She Rewrote. Cool. So that's 2-1. And basically that was all made possible by the Marvel. So I think we can move on to the next one. Okay, so in order to make this a little bit more interesting, I'm going to play the Soul Tie version now, because I think that is pretty cool. So in the Soul Tie, what we have is we have 3 Lilianas. So basically all the cards that were included in this deck aren't in Historic yet. So what we've done is we've sort of added some other bombs to make it interesting. So the bombs I've added are the Liliana Dreadhorde. I've added in the Liliana Dreadhorde because I think that's really quite cool. I've added in the Nafi Betrayer King, which is quite cool. I've also added in the God Eternal Bond 2, which is a really cool card. And as far as bombs go, it's not like a super bomb, but it's good fun all the same. Because the funny thing about this deck actually is because it features Liliana, and Liliana it gives you 2 and mills 2, what you really want to do is you want to pull out some of this stuff from your graveyard. Okay. so it sort of gives you a benefit for milling your cards out. And I added in the Liliana just for flavour. The Noxious Gear Hulk is really quite cool because it enables you to sort of destroy a thing when it ETBs. Ulamog does Ulamog things. The rest of the package, Conduit, Rogue Refiners, you know this. You've got the Puzzle Knot, you've got the Aether, you know that too. You don't have the Whirler because the Whirler used some red, there's no red in this deck, so you lose sort of, what, 2 Aether multiplied by 4, so you lose 8 Aether. So you're a little bit more tight for Aether in this version, in this variant. But equally, you have cards you can play on turn 5. Scarab God you could just play. Liliana you could just play. Nafi you could just play. Bontu you could just play. You have less top end bombs. So I think it's a cool compromise. We'll hop in and give it a spin. I'm not sure if we'll go to full 3. I'm not sure. Is my answer. I think sort of 2 will give you a good demonstration of what I can do. I want to see if I could get to play both versions of Liliana, so you can see. Both Lilianas have the killer, like a really good ultimate. So they're really sort of big threats that people have to deal with straight away. Because if these cards are sort of ultimate, then the game is over. So it's a really, really cool card. So we've got our 3 colours. We might want to go grab a blue, so we're going to do just that. There's our blue. And now we can play both our refiners, and we can play our conduit. So our line of play is going to be conduit into refiner, and see what we're going to pull. So here's our conduit. I don't expect this to live, I expect this to be fatal pushed. It doesn't matter for our game plan because we've got the overgrown tomb in our hand. Because this is the format that kills you by turn 4, no one wants you to get turn 4 by turn 3. So we're going to play that, and we're going to go into our refiner. We're going to play the Triome into another refiner. We're going to see if he takes this away. Valky, okay. He's taking a look. So all he knows now that we can draw away. But he doesn't know what else we can do. But he had a look all the same. Going to our second refiner. Very bad that we've got all of our Ulamogs in hand. But this deck is not designed on, you know, so as soon as we play the Overgrown 2, we could play all of our 5 drops, and our 5 drops are good 5 drops. I'm assuming he's got some rights, and he's going to sacrifice my thing. Yeah, village rights. No surprise there whatsoever. Okay. What are we gonna do? We're gonna play. We're going to cycle. There's a 5. Okay. Let's get some ether up. We're going to play the black, and we're ready to go. Nope, we're going to hold that. So we've got Rogue Refiner and the Servant there. We've got nothing real there. one of them's gonna have to go. Cool. What's he gonna pull? Claim with the firstborn. Cool. I'm not sure how long for this world claim with the firstborn is. Because it's such a card that just discourages. It really does discourage players from playing. It really does
The living are just so needy.
discourage people from playing creature-based gameplay.
I brought back
I'm
an
not sure if
old
that's a healthy
friend.
thing. That nobody wants to play creatures, especially low to the ground creatures, because your creatures will be taken away from you and sacrificed. So all we're trying to do is stall out the game at the moment. You could either draw the you're gonna draw it, it's okay, what you're gonna sacrifice. Okay. Okay, cool. Keep that alive. I'm gonna take my refiner back. Get some stuff in the graveyard. Ugh, no surprise there.
You failed to entertain me.
So we really need that Marvel Etherworks. He's gonna have a look. He can have a look. It's fine. You should look at those Ulamogs and say they're dead cards because I don't have any near 10 in hand. Okay. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I still need 2 mana before sort of any of these Ulamogs are live in my hand as a live card. I'm assuming he's about to empty his graveyard in order to play a Proxer. Cool. So we lose one of our Ulamogs. Yep, we'll lose the other one. Makes a difference. That's fine. Okay, so yep, I think we will. So we don't need this, we don't need this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could get rid of 2 of these as well. So 1, 2. Okay, cool. Okay, now we can get rid of this. Okay. And if he plays again, I can get rid of my puzzle now. And still fatal push him as well. In fact, that would be perfect to be enable me to fatal push him. Although getting an extra land would be really quite good because it means I'd get 6 as well. I mean, it feels greedy, but it's not greedy. It's just me thinking. I thought that was coming, and I was it's got 2 things in my hand. You can do something else. Okay, so let's do our rogue refiner here. Draw into something else. There's our land. So he has 4 in there. He has to get another 2 in there before he can get his Croxer out. So this is okay. Oh, that's fine. You've only got 5 in there. It's murder she wrote, dude, unless you've got something else to play. Anything? Didn't get to see the Ether marks, but you did get to see the 5-drop Liliana. Okay, so... Okay. So 7. Okay, so... Sorry, dude. This is game over. Magic is easy. I know, good game. And that's the wrap. Ugh. So his lucky play was matched by my lucky play, and I won out. My luck was stronger than his. Let's see if we can get another Sultai Marvel then, before we move on to the next. So, our server is struggling to find us a match. I don't know. Do I wait? Do I cancel? Do I re-queue? We'll give it another 10 seconds before I make a decision. Yep, we're gonna re-queue this one. Yeah, very surprised to see the server struggling. Let's hop back in again. Cool, and here we go. So this version of Sultai, exactly the same as the other version, in that we're trying to find our Aetherworks Marvel, but we just got some things we can play on turn 5. That's what makes it. That's the big difference. I do like these sleeves. These sleeves are pretty cool. That's a pretty cool sleeve. Really cool sleeve. So we're gonna play the Tribe. We didn't play the Dark Show in black because you know, is there really a turn 1 play I definitely want a fatal push that I can't fatal push on turn 2? I don't think so. Now, if the only play he's got is an Arboreal Glazer, I'm going to try and play my Sagraph Trail or turn 2 as well. My aim, of course, trying to be to get rid of all of the bad land plays straight away. Now, the Triome isn't necessarily a bad vertical land. Oh, Valakut. Okay. Well, we know where he is now. And again, we're discovering what it's like when you have no interaction. I have no interaction with enchantments, so the Valakut would be able to do exactly what Valakut wants to do, which sucks. So there's the Azusa. Unless something I have a permanent leave. That's not really easy. We're gonna send in the Refiner. And by sacrificing the Refiner, I can get rid of the Azusa, which really is a problem. Get some more ether going on as I pull out green. This is basically just to thin the deck. Yeah, plenty of lands. Oh, good grief. Arboreal Grazer maybe. So we really need it. I mean, I can't say that enough. We just need one so that we can, if we can get Umar, we can get rid of the Valakut and the Dryad. So having an answer for that and able to just like survey his entire deck. Like halfway through, 36. So that sucks. And there's maybe one more land left in the deck that we can attune with ether for. So I actually think we can bond to. I think bond to is not a bad thing. We're going to take away this. And we're going to take away this. We need the blue. Just take two. Yeah, there you go. Ugh. That was a bit painful, but we had to do it. 2 land drops, so he's surely going to some these. For passage enables us to swap multiple times. One, two. Okay, 2 Valakuts. Gets to crack a Fabled Passage, pull another 2 cards. 1, 2. 1, 2. What's that? Escape shift, so he's going to crack the entire lot of them. I don't know, can he go 15? I don't know, 4, 8, 9. Ugh, it's going to be close. He's going to draw his whole deck. Yeah, he's going to all of them. Yeah, they're all gone. Or most of them have gone. I don't know. Let's find out. Look at this. How many triggers is that? That's 2 to the face. He's going to get... In fact, he's got enough to go again. He's got enough to skip shift again. The good news is that he just won't have the land in his hand. And he might deck himself out. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's got enough. Unless he's got a Banefire in here somewhere. Is there a Banefire he's going to shoot in my face? Devil's Play. Ugh. So he just needs 13. This is Murder She Wrote. I'm not going to watch him count up how many things he's going to use on his Devil Play. Ugh. Well, there you go. So that's 1-1. I think we've seen enough. I kind of tempted to go again because we haven't seen Big Liliana come out yet. And I haven't sort of had that killer Marvel Evil Arcs play, but I feel like that's a representation of the deck. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. If you like running the lottery, then it's a good deck. What I actually want to do at the moment is I'm going to do Martin Muller's deck. Again, it's a standard Etherwork Marvel, but he had 4 Chandras that I don't have because it hasn't been released into Historic. Flame Torch, I think her name is. Flame Torch. I think it's Flame Torch. I think it's Flame Torch or something like that. I feel like I think it's Chandra Flame Torch. And she's not here, so I chose 4 different Chandras just to make this deck interesting. Everything else is here, so we're going to play this one time because you're very familiar with this deck. But we're going to see if this Chandra game plan is any good. I don't think it is, but he clearly thought it was. So he took it to a Pro Tour, so it's this one, isn't it? Mark Tobiash. No, it's not that one. Where is this deck? Martin Muller. There you go. So we're gonna do some. Gonna do everything as long as it's Chandra. Oh. What did I just throw out? I think it was a mountain. I think it was a mountain. Let's play this. Same strategy. Conduit, Whirler, Refiner, Aetherworks, Puzzle Knot, spin the wheel, get a Chandra, get an Ulamog. That is the strategy. So let's not pretend it's something else. It's not particularly refined, it's not particularly interesting. At least not in my mind. So we'll take the green. We've got some red, so that's why I didn't get some red. Okay. So we're gonna go Conduit. We don't have the in hand yet. So me getting the ramp actually works better in our favour. And it also gives him a target to look at, or go for. So the line at the moment is a Whirler before we start thinking about Puzzle Knots. Okay, he's got back in hand. So I think we can now drop the Forest into the Whirler, as planned. We've got the 7, and if he comes for it, I even got enough to pop one Thop to them. Greatness. Ugh, we've seen that already. So what we want to do is we're going to play the Ether Home. We're going to go double knot. Okay, and then we're going to attack the Whirler. Then we'll hold that. So if I can play out the lands I have.
My prowess is unmatched by my peers. Meditate and prepare.
If I can play out the lands I have. Okay, Wrath of God, no surprise there. Okay. So we're just gonna hold that. We're not under any particular pressure because he hasn't done anything. But he may find something yet. No surprise there. Now the good news is,
If I don't have a plan, I'll just make one up.
I have just the trick for this.
oh, he's got another Gnar set.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
Now with this deck, which everybody's messing around with, toying around with the combo, the infinite combo with the third piece, which gives it proliferate. I've got a very small window in which to kill the Teferi, which enables the circle cycle to run.
Present and future are bound by threads.
So he's going to look for what he
Keep
needs.
an open mind.
And while he's looking for what he's need, I need to think about what I'm going to do. So I've got 3, 4, 5. Play 6, 7, 8. Not there. It's too far. There's the midnight clock, so he knows he needs to cycle through that. Yeah, so the worst thing about this deck is that, so I'm going to play this, and I think we are going to kill his Narset. We're gonna kill his Narset, just get rid of it.
I won't forget our time together.
Time to improvise.
Okay. Attacks.
Think fast.
3, 4, 5, 6. He's gonna kill my Chandra. And we're now in the terrain of needing our Ether Work more. That's what we need. Ugh, not there. Okay. So what we don't want is we don't want him to be doing this two turn
I'll
nonsense.
think of something.
Okay, he's got 4 on here, so he's a little way away. What's he gonna pull out? Anything? No, nothing. That's good.
Time to improvise.
He's still cycling, looking for the last piece of his combo. Still hasn't found it.
Fast in all though we were not destined to fight.
Okay, he's gonna put us under a little bit of pressure. But look, he's got a -13, which sucks. So we're gonna take the 8, it doesn't matter. We're gonna wait. Thank God for that. Okay, we can spin the wheel. that. And we could do that. We just need to slow him down. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to take 2 extra turns. And then he's going to push to get his 7.
In the multiverse.
This really does suck. So that's what, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Ugh. That's 12. And he's still looking for this bloody next piece of combo. So that's 5 and then that's 7. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. But at least he can't kill me with this thing.
Hone your prowess.
There it is. That he's got his infinite combo, inexorable tide, and then they just keep on going around in circuits. You know, without having a card that can help you interact with their enchantments, you just doomed. So we're just gonna let him have that win. I'm not sure if we're gonna go again with this one. I'm just thinking, what can I show you differently from that deck? You already saw one of the different challenges. The other 2 challenges I put in there was the so Bow Pyromancer you saw, Awakened Upkeep, I think that one's very familiar. So this one's an interesting one, only because you can cast target red instant or sorcery cards from your graveyard. So it enables you to recycle your Harness Lightning. It also does 3 damage to the face, so it's like a lightning bolt to the face. Every +1 is like a lightning bolt to the face. And then you've got the -8, which is discard your hand, draw 7 cards. You can until the end of the turn you may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana cost. So again, you've got the Ether Meltdown, you've got the Attuned, you've got the Harness Lightning, you've got a number of things that you might want to cast and not pay for, so it's really quite a good ultimate. And then you've got Flame Fury, and Flame Fury is the deal 10 is the ultimate. The +1 does 2 damage, the -2 does 4 damage to a creature, 2 damage to a controller, so it's pretty good. But it's just an Ether Works deck, so I'm not going to go over it again. Just thinking about sort of playing Virtuosos, Refiners and Conduits anymore. It's making me sort of short on wanting to live. I'm kind of... So actually, let me at this point discard some of these decks that we have showcased already. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about so we can get rid of Sultai Marvel, we can get on the Montobiash, and then I could talk a little bit about the Frolish and the Yuria Wantabe. Now, Watanabe, what they wanted to do, these 2 guys, is they wanted to build a control version of Marvel. So you still got Marvel, you still got your Refiners, you still got your Puzzle Knots, you still got your Whirlers, you still got your Harness Lightning, but basically I think they realised that they were going to have the mirror match. So they wanted something that would interface with the Marvel, to remove the Marvel. So they run with the Dissenter's Deliverance to help manage the Marvel. They've got a Negate to help manage the Marvel. They've got some Sensors to help manage the Marvel. I've put in the Hour of Devastation to help you manage the board against sort of aggressive strategies. Then they've got the Glimmers. The Glimmers help you get through your deck. They've also got the Torrential Gear Hulk that helps you pull a spell that you might need from your deck. So you could pull a Glimmer, you could pull a Sensor, you could pull a Negate, you could pull a Harnessed Lightning, you could pull a Deliverance. Also, you've got the Buried Ruin, which helps you fish out another artifact from the bin. So it enables you to pull your Marvel if your Marvel gets killed. So this is a slower, different type of build, which is why it was, and it was no surprise that having teched so effectively for what he was going to face, he came to the final. He had the Censors managing the really aggressive decks and making sure that they couldn't get their early board states going. And then he had, in the middle game, he had the Virtuosos and the Rogue Refiners that can compete. And then if all went wrong, he had the Hour of Devastation, which he could put again with the Torrential Gearhulk. So overall, it's just a good deck. It's a good sort of control-y version of Marvel, with the intention still to pull an Ulamog, but quite content to manage the board until the perfect board state arrives. So I like this deck a lot. And then the other one, which is in this same sort of spirit, is the Acrylic. And again here, you get Virtuosos, Refiners, Ether, Puzzle Knots, Harness Lightning. You get 4 Sensors and 2 Magma Sprays. So this is about managing that early game. They would have been facing zombies. This is your zombie package together with the Harness Lightning. And then you've got the Torrential Gearhulk that helps you pull through. You've got the Glimmer that helps you pull through your deck. You've got the Torrential Gearhulk, which is basically a toolbox to pull anything you need. And then your game plan again is to pull out the Ulamogs. So both of these decks I think are good in that they do that, and I think we're going to try and give you one game of each because I expect the games will be a bit long. But they play differently, and that's why they're interesting. So we'll start with the Yuya Watanabe, because I think that is the best proponent of this controlling Marvel type archetype. And I'm actually surprised we haven't seen it in historic anyway. This idea, because the idea of pulling the Ulamog for free is still a good idea, regardless of when you do it. Even if you do it on turn 9 or turn 10, it's still a good play. You still have all that mana. So we're going to start off with the Spy buff. Our next line is to go to Botanical. Yeah, we're going to go into the Sanctum and hold it open to counter the next thing, because I sense the next thing is coming on the next turn. So we've got Sensor ready to counter, we've got Harness Lightning to kill just in case it gets to the board. Okay. Nope, nothing came. Fine. So we are going to play that against some Ether. I am going to play Whirling Virtuoso because I want to get my 3 Ether for that. And I want to get my Wood Weaver Puzzle Knot in on the next turn so that I can play my Marvel on turn 5. That's my intention. We'll see if that works out. Okay. So he's looking at my Virtuoso, he's thinking he wants to remove it. I'm not sure if he appreciates the Bastion threat. So he's going to keep drawing some cards, which is fine. I'm going to play my Forest, and I'm going to play my 2 Wood Weavers. And the reason I'm playing my 2 Wood Weavers is because when I play my Marvel, I want to be able to spin it straight away. It wasn't worth playing the Sensor because I didn't know what I would be targeting with it. If you don't know what you're going to target with your Sensor, point in playing it. No point in keeping it open. It only needs one to go past it. So it's not a lot at all. He's going to draw a card. Excellent. Okay, I didn't draw into anything horrible. So I can play my ether. I can spin the wheel. Ulamog. Okay, so we're going to take these two away. Okay. So all of that setting up he's done, he's lost. Well, you may have an Exile in here. You may have a Vraska. With an all-black deck, you could have a Vraska in there. There you go. No surprise at all. Okay, another enchantment had entered this battlefield. So we'll play that. Kill one of my muzzle knots, get my 3 life, and then I can spin the wheel again. Interesting. What's in here? What is in here? Let's have a look. It's just a puzzle knot, so it's not worth playing the torrential. I think we played a Rogue Refiner and played a slightly longer game. So we've got 4 in there now. We're going to cycle with a sensor, but we're going to cycle in his end step. Okay, so the Exquisite Blood goes down again. I don't have a counter that can deal with that. Okay, we can cycle our sensor. Okay, so we're going to play red. Yeah, we're going to sacrifice the puzzle now. We're going to get some of that ether. Oh, and we're going to get one more. Yeah. And then we can spin the wheel. Interesting. Target artifact. I think these are both enchantments. Enchantment, enchantment. So that doesn't help. I don't know. We're gonna get. I think we take a Woodweaver, surely. Get the 3 life. Get the 3 ether. Okay. And then we're gonna attack with what we have. We've got Harness Lightning open in case we need it. He hasn't got anything on the board, so I trust that we're ahead. Can't be sure, because I don't know what combo he's got in mind. Okay, he's playing a second Vraska's Contempt. Okay, we're gonna kill our puzzle now, so that we've got 6. So we've got 9 up. Okay, so looking at our refiner. Okay, so we 1. Okay, we've got 1 and 1 and 1. Oh, the veto is the last part of the combo. Oh. I made a misplay. I shouldn't have sacrificed the puzzle knob. I should have left the puzzle alive, and then I could have killed the. I could have then killed the Vita. But I was greedy, and now I'm paying the price. So that is GG. I basically died because I didn't know what was fixed. Didn't understand the combo. This can happen if you don't know what you're phasing off again. You can't really evaluate threats. Looking at the two enchantments on the board with nothing else on the board, it looks like nothing. There's nothing there to be worried about. We're gonna play one more game. I don't think I did that deck justice. I had the board state under control, and I was just spinning away on my Marv Lethal buttons. And then I just lost control because I just wasn't thinking through the possible consequences of my play. I thought I had it all under control. So we're gonna go Spire Buff into Botanical. Okay, that's gonna go down. Okay. So we're gonna play our Botanical Sanctum, and we're gonna hold open to negate. Is that what we're going to really do though? We really do need that land drop for next turn. We can still cycle with the sensor. But we have to take that risk. We don't know what he's going to play that he doesn't want to be countered. I see. Okay. So, we're going to let that go down. We're going to kill this guy straight. This guy just can't stand it. He's really need to draw a card. Okay, we're gonna do that. Now we're gonna Aether. What we got? We've got a blue, a red, and a green. Let's draw another green. Green spells can't you get counter, it's not a green spell, so we can counter this. Okay. There you go, we can go our Refiner. That means Ether One's Marble is open next turn. Temur to death that full turn. Okay, should keep control for a bit. Oh, good. They're like the exact same cards second time around. Okay, we're gonna do this because we want to get something. Yeah, this is much better. They'll take a bit of damage, but at least I can know what cards I can play into the next turn. Okay, we're gonna get hit for 6. Okay, so we're gonna play Knot. So we're down life, spin the wheel. I'm going to play another Knot. Fine, we play the blue, we spin the wheel. Refiner. before, wasn't it? Okay. Okay. Recycle this. There's no artifacts in this deck. So we'll play this one. And I think we can play this one. No. And oh my god. I don't know what we're gonna get. Oh my god. Discard a card, you know. Wow. Oh, we're gonna discard this one. Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief. How did that happen? That's, I don't know. What bad luck? I don't know. But that was really bad thing that happened. But you got to see I'm playing it too fast is probably the answer. I'm not playing it slow enough. Or the elves are just too aggressive for it. One of the two. But I think that is I think that's a wrap for today. I think maybe tomorrow I will cover off the decks that I haven't had an opportunity to do before I hop into my Ixalan block. But I really want to spend a bit more time with these decks, showcasing what they can do. But I'm not going to do that now. I think I'm just tired now.